Hold up.
Yo, what is going on, boys and girls? We are back again for our Premier League score predictions. You know what it is, you know what week it is, you get me. You know, with some massive games coming up, you know, top v bottom, Liverpool v Watford, Arsenal taking on Man City at the Etihad Stadium, and of course, us boys, Crystal Palace taking on Brighton in the big M23 derby on Monday Night Football as well. Very odd time for it to be kicking off, but you know, it's what it is. Also, Man United, Everton as well, big game. The rivalry side, you know, the Northwest in it, or the West Coast, two West Coast teams, if you know what I'm on about. But now some big games, and massive fixtures. Let's get straight into it. And yeah, the main one to watch is the M23 derby, even though it probably is one of the worst derbies in Premier League history, if you get one about from a Palace fan and Brighton fans' point of view. Paul v Watford, I want to apologise for the quality, you know, it's what it is. I'm using a different phone, it's an iPhone, but it's not actual one I've been using over the last few years or so. It's had a bit of problems, so I'm just using a different one, so the quality might be a little bit 50-50 in that. But Liverpool taking on Watford at Anfield. Watford obviously got their first point in a while, I believe, out of their like 3 games or something like that. They, you know, were lucky to get one. I think they were up for it, but they played to get a point. I don't think they were very good defensively against us. Boys, Crystal Palace, of course, we never really turned up. We lack quality. I'm going to get onto us in a second. Probably last, actually, because that's the big game in it, the M23 derby, you know. But now Liverpool, top of the league, 14 wins out of 15 games this season, only 1 draw, 2 points dropped all season. It is a brilliant run, and it's mid-December right now. Man City are about 14 points behind them. Leicester are only 11 points behind them as well. So, you know, they're very clear. But, you know, if they lose a game, maybe they could afford to lose. If they draw, they could afford to draw. If they do lose, what I mean, you know, they probably can't really afford to lose a game right now. They probably will lose 1 game, I'm guessing. But I think they're just so strong and so consistent. I can't see nothing but a Liverpool win. I'm going to go 3-1. They're 3-0 Liverpool. I think they get the job done. I think they'll keep a clean sheet as well, which is something they've been improving on the last couple of weeks. Game at Turf Moor for Burnley. They take on Newcastle at home, and I can't see nothing here, but gonna go with a 2-1 win to Newcastle United, just like last year. Burnley have been on a real downward spiral, losing their last 3 games on the bounce in the Premier League, especially a 5-0 defeat to Tottenham away, which is not good. Defensively, they're all over the place, getting dispossessed, getting outpaced as a unit, you know, especially by Song's goal, if you know what I'm on about. But nah. Some came in, of course, but you know, Newcastle have been on a bit of form. I think they've only lost like 1 of their last 6 games. Well, I think they've drawn like one about 4, and I believe they lost 1, and that was to Aston Villa away, which they were pretty poor anyway. But I think Newcastle are on some real good form right now. I can't see nothing but a Newcastle win. And Burnley, listen, if they lose, it's Sean Dyche and the team are going to be out, you know, under humongous pressure as a club, to be fair. You know what I'm on about. But yeah, I'm going to go over 2-1 win to Newcastle United. Chelsea take on AFC Bournemouth. Bournemouth, I believe, have lost their last 5 Premier League games in a row. Eddie Howe under pressure. And the reason why I think it's happening is because when the West Ham job came around, you know, he was the favourite to go there. West Ham still have Pellegrini, and if he does lose his game, which I'm going to get onto in a second, then he may get sacked and Eddie Howe may go to Bournemouth. Chelsea are doing alright. They've been a bit inconsistent, obviously losing their last game to Everton away at Goodison Park, a poor performance, and defensively they fixed up in midweek a little bit against Lille in the Champions League. Obviously they beat them 2-1 to qualify for the knockout stages as well. I think Chelsea will win. It's going to be a pretty boring game personally, so I'm going to go with a 2-0. We're going to go 2-0 Chelsea. I think they'll get the job done. I generally think Chelsea will beat Bournemouth. Bournemouth are so low on confidence. They've got a load of injuries defensively, like Francis and a few others as well. You know, I couldn't even recognise half their team when they came to Palace a couple of weeks ago. So what does that tell you? So yeah, 2-0 Chelsea. I think Bournemouth's confidence low. If they lose this one, that'll be 6 in a row. I think Howe will get the sack. Leicester, who are second in the table, and they're playing Norwich at home. Now, I don't know what I'm thinking here. It's so easy. Everyone would say Leicester would win. But my gut instinct is telling me that Norwich are going to go and get something just somehow. Leicester are going to be too complacent, get too overconfident in that game. And, you know, they could either draw or they could either lose. But I still think they'll win. I generally still think they'll do it. You know, the way they're being consistent, they know how to beat teams like Norwich. They've got some really, really good players defensively. And, of course, Mr. Jamie Vardy is the man of the season so far, scoring 16 Premier League goals. So what does that tell you? So I believe this game is going to be a very high scoring one from Leicester's point of view. I think Norwich will score, you know, so I'm going to go... How is it going to... I'm going to be a bit risky. I'm going to go with a 4-1 win to Leicester City. Norwich's defence is so poor, it's beyond description. They lost to Sheffield United, they're a good side, but from being 1-0 up at half-time, not good enough indeed. I'm just going to break that to you right now. Newly promoted sides take on each other this weekend in a 3 o'clock kickoff. Sheffield United at Bramall Lane host Aston Villa. That is not going to be an easy game. Villa are on such poor form right now, you know. Lost their last 2 games, lost badly home to Leicester. I know it's Leicester, but defensively from corners and from, they were getting outpaced. Leicester were catching them on the counter-attack. They were awful. They were just all over the place. When Mings went off and one of their other defenders, Matt Target, 2 of them men are probably going to be out for a long time. I think one got a hamstring, the other one I just think suffered a knock or something. Probably will miss a couple games in that. So, I think Sheffield United are going to get the job done, and I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Sheffield United. I'm going to go 1-0 Sheffield United. I think they're going to shut Aston Villa out completely. Jack Grealish, if they can stop him, then I think the whole team as a unit will just be inconsistent and just non-existent. To be fair, he's their star man. Him and McGinn, they're shutting them both out. Aston Villa are nothing. Wesley's not been on form. El Ghazi and Trezeguet have done nothing this season. They've scored a few goals, but like 1 or 2 goals, but they're not being consistent. Tom Heaton is a good goalkeeper, but it's just, you can see why he's at a club like Villa and not a club like, I don't know, Everton or Manchester United or something like that, or even Arsenal, to be fair. So I'm going to go with 1-0 Sheffield United. Defensively, I think they're very good. They haven't even lost away yet, so what I got to. I know they're at home, but I think they'll get a job done against this poor Villa side. They've got a lot of injuries at the back in particular. 5:30 kickoff. Southampton taking on West Ham United. 2 teams down the bottom, not doing that well. Although Southampton did win their last 2 games, they won a lost at the weekend away to Newcastle by 2-1. They should have got a point and even won the game with the chances they had, and I think they dominated them. And I think they're very unlucky to come away with a defeat. If they keep playing like that and keep losing, or just drawing and not picking up points and winning games generally, then there's problems, and it's just not really the right benefit for Southampton. West Ham, I believe they lost 5 on the bounce, 6 on the bounce or something like that in all competitions. Then when they beat Chelsea, then go and lose to bloody Arsenal. Arsenal got one of the worst away records in the last couple of Premier League seasons, had 9 captains as well, and they get dominated. Even Pepe scored, so what does that tell you? So I think Southampton, because they're at home, they've won the last 2 home games, the momentum's there, they're unlucky to lose to Newcastle, and they played very well. I'm going to go with a 2-0 Southampton. 2-0 to Southampton. I can't even get my words out my damn mouth. From Sunday to Monday Night Football, the games are coming thick and fast. They get bigger and bigger and bigger. Manchester United take on Everton. It's going to be a tight one. I'm going to go with a 2-2. I generally think Everton are going to get something at Man United. They beat Chelsea. They played the old Everton way. They dominated Chelsea. They took their chances. They were more of a threat. They played more as a team. Duncan Ferguson has got them motivated completely. Man United, they're good. They're going to beat Man City, but this game's going to be a very difficult one, which is why I think a 2-2 draw is fair. Both teams are on a high at the moment. Well, the last games, big results. Everton beat Chelsea and Man United winning the derby away at City. So the momentum and the same mentality levels, I think, will just make it out a draw, to be fair. Everton, attacking wise, I think they'll score a few goals. I think they're going to get better as well. Since Marcus Silva was sacked, United on a bit of form, so it's going to be very tight. Plus, United haven't really been doing that well at home recently. They're really keeping it clean sheets either, so yeah, it's going to be a very high-scoring game. Wolverhampton Wanderers v Tottenham Hotspur, massive game. It's going to be a very tight one. And the reason why I'm just going to say this, I think Tottenham are going to win. They rested a lot of players in the Champions League midweek against Bayern, which was nothing really. Both teams already qualified and finished, in good positions in that to try and get to the knockout stage, or to get to the knockout stage of the course. Son was rested, Ali and Kane was rested, and a few others as well. Dombele, I can go on and on and on. But Wolverhampton Wanderers obviously playing Thursday. Tottenham had a bit more time to sort of settle and just sort of prepare. So therefore, I'm gonna go with I think Tottenham are going to win this one by 3-1. I think Wolverhampton are a very good side. Wolverhampton Wanderers are a very good team. But I think Tottenham's quality and tactically Mourinho, I think, will outdo Nuno's Wolves. I think he'll realise they're a very tactical team, Wolves. They've got Neves who can shoot from outside the box, if you know what I'm on about, such as the goal he scored against Villa. Real Jimenez cuts inside and that, gets around the players, puts his body in the way, and just gets the goals in it. You get what I'm saying? So I think it will out tactically do Wolverhampton Wanderers. I think Tottenham will get all 3 points and road to glory, and ride up to glory again towards that. But anyway, so it's going to be 3-1 Tottenham, and I think Wolves are going to be in for a very rocky ride Sunday. So, one out of the big 6, I should say, Arsenal take on Manchester City at the Emirates. Now, I know Arsenal beat West Ham, and it was a very good performance in the last 20 minutes plus added time in the second half of the game at the London Stadium on Monday night. However, Manchester City, yes, I know they lost to Man United at home, but I still, do you know what, actually, I'm thinking of it now, and I think Arsenal are going to get a point. I sort of think Arsenal will get a point. because City are just, Sterling's not really didn't have a good game in the derby. Defensively, they've got a few injuries. I think Stones is injured, is he? I think he is. I swear I saw him get injured. Laporte's still out, Sane's still out. You know, they're very low on confidence. So it's 50-50. A lot of people are debating whether Pep will, you know, be a Man City in a year's time, but this time next year, innit? You know, this 5th consecutive season. Will it happen? I don't know. Even he said he wasn't sure. So what does that tell you? So I'm gonna be going with I'm going to go for 2-2 in this one. I'm going to go for 2. I think it's going to be a very high scoring game. I think both sides are going to be well up for it going forward, but defensively, they just won't be up for grabs in it. And I think the goalkeepers will be under a lot of pressure. That will just get to them too much, and you know, the goals will just start going in, if you know what I'm on about. Aguero, I believe, is injured. Jesus has been on a bit of form. Man City did win 4-1 against some team I've never heard of in the Champions League. Let's just leave it that way because it's what they get every year. And yeah, you know, it's just one of them games that you never know what's going to happen. I think Arsenal will get 2 or draw, and I think they're sort of hitting a bit of form a little bit. They might do, if they get something on Sunday, of course, or if they do win Europa League tonight at the time of this recording. Finally, we move on to the M23 derby. Yes, I know it's one of the worst derbies in the Premier League, and not many fans have probably really considered this as a derby because Brighton are about 30 miles away from South London. But you know, Crystal Palace, us boys Palace in it, you know, we've been on a bit of form, 3 clean sheets in a row, picking up points, being consistent. 2 wins and a draw against Watford, which I don't know how we drew against them, man, because they're crap and they're going to be going down. They got a captain that runs their mouth, and they got a few players, individuals who are just not team players, e.g. Delafere and e.g. Ben Foster. Actually, not Ben Foster, I would say Holobas. But anyway, we need to get a win. I do not want to see these men come up to South London and beat us again. Yeah. I mean, some of the Brighton fans don't even know it's the M23 derby. This man, you know, one of the fans a few years ago, I was watching something on YouTube, says it's the M25 derby. Mate, the M23 goes down, the M25 goes in a circle, dipshit. Get that straight, you know what I'm on about. But nah, listen, if we draw, I don't know what to say. I've got no comment over that. We need to win. I don't want to see Brighton winning again. That would be 3 wins in a row. We've only beaten Brighton once if they've been promoted to the Premier League, so what does that tell you? Forget the playoffs, this is a new era between us 2 clubs, and I'm not going to lie as well, Brighton are a good team. They beat Arsenal, got a 2 draw against Wolves, which they probably shouldn't have won if proper wouldn't were cocked up and made that mistake back on Sunday, Super Sunday in it. Some players need to step up, e.g. Zaha. Guyton needs to have a good game. He's been doing well, hopefully the run of clean sheets will continue. Defensively, we need to be on our game. Cahill and I don't even know what's wrong with our defence. Whether Van Aanholt will be back, or whether Ward will be back as well. We just need to sort it out. We've had a long break. We need quality in this midfield as well. You know, Milivojevic was sloppy. Kiyate was all like Bambi on ice half the time. MacArthur was alright, but his finishing was crap in the game, if you know what I'm talking about, Palace fans. So, you know, this is going to be a tight one, but I'm going to go with my club, I'm going to go with my heart, and I'm going to go with a 1-0 win to Crystal Palace. There you go. There you go. Risky, you know, if we score first, then my prediction in our hands. If Brighton scores first, then it's all gone. If we score 2 goals in the first 20 minutes, then yeah, it's all gone. But who gives a shit? I want to win. I want to smack this man up, and I want us to win the bragging rights of the M23 derby. So come on, you Palace, do not let me down. And that's the end of the video. Like, share, subscribe. It's go on Twitter and Snapchat in that description below. Let's, you know, get on the road to 700 subscribers and or possibly up to 1,000 in the next, you know, few months and that. And I will see you lot around. Come on, you Palace. Do not let me down this weekend. This is one game I want to win. This is one game we all want to win. And we've got to be up for it. We've got a long time for preparation. Still like a few days, 3 more days. And then that game on Monday night is crucial. Don't f***. That's what I'm going to say. Peace.